Okay, hello and welcome back to another episode of Vault Hunters Plus, and in this episode, we're going to be running this level 49, 2X Mark, 2 Village, Bingo, Wealthy Living, Ornate, Gilded, Wooden, Challenge, Cursed, Crazy Crystal. We're going to see if we can complete the bingo. We're going to go a little crazy. But before we go into that vault, what we're going to do is we are going to roll some gear that I found, because I found 2 separate things that are incredibly special. So we also got a golden burger and a picture of a lucky goose, which what we're going to do is we are going to utilize the picture of the lucky goose, and we also don't need to have elvish air anymore for that, which is pretty nice. I'm contemplating using Vault XP for future stuff, but I don't think right now we'll really go for that. And there's a couple things we need to prepare as well, but first off, we've got a bunch of vault gear to roll. I don't know if you guys know this, but when you go into a vault and you find a room that is essentially just, you find a dungeon, it's a nice dungeon, but it has ornate barrels, and you break the ornate barrels, and you just get a ton of vault gear, and some of it just happens to be epic plus and omega plus, or guaranteed omega, which is quite nice. The thing that we are going to do is we are going to keep all of these charms, all of the charms that are epic or beyond, we're just going to go into one of these guys. And honestly, our current one's pretty decent, so I think we'll keep our current one on there. But we are going to roll the shields next. We're going to roll them all at once. I know that this one's Omega. Honestly, low roll for Omega, so we're just going to scrap it, because we don't really use a shield anyway. We don't really need a shield anyway, which is great. Now, honestly, I'm just going to roll the rest of the epics all at once, and then we'll be able to roll the Omegas. Looks like we got 1 Omega. We'll add to our stuff in here, and then we will roll the Omegas 1 by 1. Nice and slowly, nice and easy, right here. So, we got a wand. We'll also roll the focus and the magnet. Honestly, a fairly decent wand. Our current wand's really good though. So I think for now we're not gonna use that wand. We're not gonna use that focus. This magnet, what's our current magnet? 13 and 8. Current magnet's pretty max, but this one could potentially be better. I do think for right now though, we'll save our magnet slot for something else, and let's roll these pieces of gear. Not gonna keep them, not worth keeping really. We also have this magnet, which honestly, not greatest either, that we're gonna scrap. We also got a living piece of vault gear, which we're gonna get into what that means later. Essentially, living is a modifier that makes it so that it levels up with you. Anyway, we got some vault boots again. We can re-roll most of the main pieces of vault gear, so for the most part, it's just gonna stay in our backpack, but the sword is definitely going to prove useful, because our current sword is a level 25 epic sword. There's a lot of maneuverability we can do with that, so let's do this. Let's roll you our brand new sword. Give me something good. Give me a good transmog, please. Honestly, the Skulk Sword is not a bad transmog. We got minimum damage, but we can reroll the damage, and we're definitely going to replace our current sword with this new one. Well, we got some pretty decent rolls on it, nearly max rolls on everything, which is quite amazing. And overall, we're just going to run into the vault. We're going to see what we can do. We're not going to try and go too crazy, not going to try do anything insane. We're just going to try to... Okay, it looks like the first room is starting right in front of us, so let's just, hordes, multi-kill, flawlessly discover rooms we can do later. Just do this nice and easy, which will open everything up, and then it'll spawn mobs, which, of course, will be rapidly slain, which is beautiful. Rapidly kill guardians, which is part of why I decided to go through this specific, and by this specific kind of thing, I meant, like, modify the crystal to have certain types of things, ornate chests, and also to find vault guardians, because guardians are usually a type of mob that is in the bingo objectives, and you can only find those in specific rooms, usually the mid-tier rooms like this one. They're like rare rooms but not omega rooms. And overall, it's just pretty cool. So we get you guys, we need to loot wooden, we need to rapidly loot wooden. Okay. So maybe that's something that we'll do in a bit, because I don't think we can rapidly loot wooden here. I don't think there's enough wooden chests left, which is fine. It's not the end of the world, but at least we can get through most of these guys. Nice and simple, nice and easy. Get a ton of loot, which is great. Even more vault gear that we're gonna have to go through at the end of this, but honestly, these X marks rooms can be kind of absurd. We got the village room right next to it. We'll have to find out what kind of chests are in the dungeon area underneath the village. And, I mean, ideally they would be something that we need, but I think we've got most of the chests that we need anyways. I just need to do gilded, and then we need to discover a room and do a combo task. So, guess what we'll do is we'll go to the room over here, and then we'll see what the combo task is. What's the combo? Kill mobs. Okay. Combo task of kill mobs. Well, this is not super difficult. Loot ornate after killing mobs. Okay, so we just need to find a good, healthy ornate POI, I guess. What I am going to try and do, because these guys actually do quite a bit of damage, the guardians in this room, we're just going to be a little bit more careful. Because I did take a full row of hearts when I was face tanking them, so we're gonna be a little more careful. But overall, the amount of wooden chests that you can get in these rooms is quite insane. We did complete the loot wooden chests. We still need to loot coins and kill horde mobs, but horde mobs shouldn't be too difficult to do, since I mean they spawn in hordes. Shouldn't be too bad, so we'll be able to get that done fairly easily, I think. Since we're doing this particular episode to day 100, make sure to subscribe, and also if you want to support me, the best way you can do that is becoming a YouTube member. Big thanks to all the YouTube members. They've got little stars by their names in the comments, and quite a few people like to comment, so thank you guys to everyone who is enjoying being a YouTube member, commenting and liking all the videos, because it does mean the world to me. It's really amazing. I would love to be able to do this as a complete future career, but as of right now it's literally paying for my college, so thank you very much. And honestly, I just could not do this without people who support me like you guys. So thank you for watching, liking, subscribing, becoming a YouTube member, doing everything that you do. Also, if you become a YouTube member, you do have access to the videos as soon as they're uploaded. You get the extended versions of these videos, because I cut out quite a bit sometimes. Well, for some of them. For some of them, I don't cut out as much because it's a more compact video. But for the longer videos, usually there's an extended version. I am just making the extended edition available to the YouTube members. So if you want to see those, become a YouTube member. It's really cool. You get stuff, and I try and make it worth it. It's $1 a month. So yeah. Anyway. Let's just get fully through looting this entire room. We've gotten so many wooden chests, it's kind of insane. I'm definitely going to look at how many wooden chests we loot. Looks like this is a living POI, so we'll be able to get some living stuff from it as well. I have a ton of jewels in my backpack from I don't know where, so that's interesting. But but we also just have some living chests to open, which is, you know, nice and chill. We still need to kill a bunch of horde mobs. We still need to get a bunch of other stuff as well, specifically coins and just other random miscellaneous stuff, but overall we are well on our way. I am trying to keep in mind though that we only have 12 minutes left, so gotta be a little bit careful. But we should be fine, right? It should be all good. Okay, I don't really know what happened, but apparently it was not recording, and essentially we got most of the things completed. I think after getting this coin pile POI, we'll be able to have most of the coin pile stuff completed. Okay, we're at 21 out of 22. Is this guy gonna give it to me? Perfect. So now all we need to do is go back to that ore room. But anyway, we're just going to go and we're going to get the vault ores that we need mined. And then we should be able to maybe go through one of the X marks the spot rooms or dungeon rooms. I don't know. I don't know fully, but we should be able to get all of the ores from this singular room. It should be. I mean, we already got 20 from one POI, so if we can't, I might be a little bit absurdly insane, or just maybe it's a skill issue, who knows. It should be doable. And what's nice is that we can still spam attack with our new sword, and the damage is so much better. Like, it actually does a good amount of damage as opposed to taking multiple hits per mob. Perfect. He gave us a bitter lemon, which is kind of garbage, but it's fine. It's not too big of a deal. Should be able to just absolutely get you. That's going to give us the next crate tier. I don't know fully if we're going to have time, but we did complete the vault, and we didn't use a crazy amount of our resources actually on this crystal. So I think we're just gonna leave. We're just gonna complete the bingo. Like, we full blackout bingoed it. So the crate will be the best it can be. I probably should have mined the rest of this POI, because we're probably leaving a bunch of really good ores and stuff on the table, but it's fine. It's not the end of the world. Thankfully, the crate did drop still. It's just on the ground, so we can chuck all this stuff in here. We can actually see what the crate will give us. Honestly, not a bad crate. But I do think we're going to get some sleep, and then we'll go through all the loot. Well, it looks like we got ourselves a Pog. We got another Vault Trinket, which I'll roll. It looks like we got Gluttony Pendant, which is nice. It's not the greatest, but overall, not the end of the world. I am thinking that I'm going to run a couple default Vault Crystals just for some Catalyst Fragments for when we hit day 100. I'm probably going to do that mostly off camera. If I find something cool in the vault, I'll definitely record it. But we also have our bounty that we claimed. We also have another bounty that we can do. So let's roll you, because these stupid extra faceted focus just are really hating for no reason. Anyway, we got that out of the way. We can continue scrapping all these bad boys. Of course. Did get another catalyst. And we got a bunch more jewels that we'll have to roll in a bit. But most of the stuff is just gonna get, you know, shoved into our ME system for now. And we're just gonna run some crystals for catalyst fragments, because why not? Actually, we probably should roll the gear first. So let's grab all the gear out of here. Let's see, anything special? Not really anything special, unfortunately. Anything crazy on you guys? We got, I don't know, Omega Helmet, which is honestly kind of dope, so definitely keep that guy, but everything else will just get, you know, scrap a dude, because why the heck not? I mean, we've got so much stuff to roll. So much stuff to go through that it's just not worth keeping any of this stuff if we're gonna scrap it. So let's just get all of it gone, and then we're gonna run those vaults, and then we're gonna have to go through and kind of see what we want to do for our day 100 vault. Also, we probably should level up some stuff, so we're gonna max out Treasure Seeker, and we're also going to put our expertise point into, honestly, I'm kind of getting a feel for Bounty Hunter, and then next we'll go to Marketer. I guess we can go another bounty. Okay, we've got a set of crystals to run now. It's day 96. The first one we're gonna run is a little hodgepodge of everything. These are all gonna be level 52 crystals because I made them all while we were level 52 because I worked a bunch on getting a bunch of other stuff. But this one is essentially just gonna mostly be grabbing whatever things we end up finding, and it looks like it is a boss crystal as well, which is great because we can get a ton of different runes for that. And honestly, I'm hoping that we'll be able to get an insane amount of pretty decent loot, but I don't know exactly. I used most of our Vault Catalyst fragments getting all of the stuff to actually create these sets of Vault crystals, so I hope that we'll be able to get, because otherwise it might be a little bit difficult, but it should be fine. It's not too big of a thing. I did make a new axe right after hitting level 50, which this one has no additional copiously, but it does have just a bunch of things to add to the amount of loot that we get from these normal chests, which is beautiful. So we're mostly just going to be running through, getting chests, getting everything like normal, of course, like normal for Vault Hunters Plus. So essentially we're just running around grabbing everything that's possible, but looks like there's a dungeon over here, which is great because we can take you guys out. And we have a lot of stuff to go through after I complete these vaults for day 100. But remember, the going through all the loot for day 100 will actually end up being its own individual video that will come out tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. It should be quite fun, quite interesting. It should be coming out Saturday, and that'll be really cool. But for right now, we're just gonna go through and do the normal things that you do, running around, getting all the loot that we can, and hopefully we can get a couple of the whatever they're called. And by whatever they're called, I actually am trying to talk about, and maybe we'll find something cool. Maybe I can actually get up this ladder. Well, it does look like we found another dungeon that we can go into. It's another gilded one, which means I guess we'll have a bunch of options for magnets in the future, but overall it should be quite interesting just to find out overall what we're gonna end up getting. And honestly, the amount of omegas and other stuff that we have to roll for the video that's coming out tomorrow is gonna be insane, so make sure to stay tuned for that. And honestly, I'm just gonna go through the rest of this vault. I don't think there's gonna be a whole ton other interesting things, but we're just gonna go through it and we're gonna see what we can do. Because so far, I mean, this is kind of absurd. Well, I think it's time for us to take on the boss because I've gotten a bunch of loot. Our inventory is pretty much full, so I want to make sure that we get all the loot that we can. Of course, most of the things that I'm adding are just basic attack things or things to give us booster packs or omega tier stuff, as well as trinkets, because trinkets are pretty nice. But now it is time to fight the boss, so the doors are gonna go up, and we're just gonna, you know, absolutely annihilate the boss through sheer just stupidity, because that's what we can do. So yeah, nice, easy. We have beaten the boss, and the boss didn't even hit me once. We didn't take a lot of damage, we just got to run around. And overall, we got a bunch of Omega stuff that I'm going to have to sort out, because we're leaving the Omegas for the next, of course, the next part, which is going to be tomorrow, like I've been saying. So we're going to open that up, I'm going to have to sort out our inventory, and then we're going to run this next crystal, which is a Mine Room 7x Plentiful Vault. It'll be quite interesting. Okay, got most of the things sorted out. We got some extra vault gear put into our belts, and now it's time to actually go for the ores. This one will be a little bit interesting. Thankfully, it looks like it's actually immediately in front of us, the mine room, so we'll be able to just come in here. I think I'm just gonna mine until our pickaxe breaks, and then we'll have to get out and figure out what we're gonna do from there. Go to the next vault after repairing it. I don't know exactly what the durability is. I didn't go insane with getting everything to be super unbreakable. I know that there is an unbreakable cap, like a cap for it, or how high or how unbreakable a particular tool can actually be. And so I may start speccing into that, because as of right now, I think the most unbreakable durability, damage reduction, the max cap is 50 for durability damage reduction, so we can only essentially reduce half of the durability damage, which is unfortunate knowing that this pickaxe will actually break. And for that particular reason, I may add some extra things to help it, you know, not break so much. But for right now, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do that, which kind of sucks. I may add the ability to put mending back onto these guys. So maybe I go around trying to see what player gems we can see and just going for them. I think that's what we're going to do. Like this guy. So we get an Ashium here. I think I am also going to mine most of the other gems too, just because we're relatively low on Painite. I used most of it to make vault alloy, which I still haven't used, so potentially in the next video we will be making some vault gear to see if we can get some insanely modified vault gear, but we're just going to mine around. Player gems that we see are going to get mined up, as are most other gems that I can see. We're just going to go from there, see how many gems we end up getting. I am going to just leave the vault. We're not going to try and complete. And ultimately, the fortune is what really matters, because we have like fortune 50, I think, on this pickaxe now. I upgraded it again, using most of my enchanted golden apples that we've been getting slowly over time. Which is kind of absurd, because each one of these is giving like between 1 and like 30 ores, which is great. I'm very happy about that, but unfortunately it does look like we're not going to get nearly as many as we would if this pickaxe had infinite durability, which that's the stipulation. Like, we're not going to change it to be infinite. Maybe we just need to work within the confines of the durability requirements, because that way we can have it still be a thing that we need to work around, as opposed to something that we just completely break through using a different mod. But at least we're just going to get a ton of ores, and we'll see how many we end up getting at the end of this vault. Ooh, another player gem. Yes, you love to see it. Okay. Ooh, another one. Okay. Hell yeah. Perfect. And then we just try and get a couple more, and it's time to head out of the vault. You know what? I'll take that. 2 for 1 deal. Absolutely love to see it. Doesn't look like there's more over there, so that's fine. Grab you, and then I think we'll just head down, find a couple more of these guys, and then we'll head on out. Because honestly, I don't think it's worth spending a ton of our time here for today. We can do a crazy mine room in the future when we're a little more leveled, if we have a better pickaxe with a little more durability. But overall, I do think we should head back out and just see how much XP we get, how many ores we ended up mining. Guess in the comments how many ores you guys think we mined. We'll know in 1 second. We ended up mining 282 total ores, which is great. We're gonna have to sort out my inventory again, and then we'll run into our next vault, which is an 8x soul boost, 7x extended, 15x challenge stack. There's 7 curses on it. And this is specifically for soul shards, which will hopefully give us an insane amount of soul shards. Okay, well, without any further ado, let's just go in. It's snowing outside. It's nice and cool, nice and great. It's a brazier vault, so we might actually complete it. But I want to see how many mobs are going to be in here. We have 15 minutes in the vault. First things first, though, I should probably, after eliminating these mobs, so we should probably, simply, just so that we don't end up accidentally breaking the game. I also forgot to repair my pickaxe, so that's great, but we're not here for the chests anyway, so we're going to leave them. We're just going to see exactly how many soul shards we can get from this vault. The reason why I backed up is because occasionally, if we do something too crazy, too many mobs might just crash the game. and that would ruin a lot of work and a lot of other things. So for right now, at least, we're not really going to worry about that. We're just going to go for it. Each one of these POIs is giving me around 2,000 to 3,000 soul shards. So we're just going to keep running it. We're going to see just how many soul shards we can get and end up getting as quick as possible. Because of course, more experience, okay? And honestly, we're just going to, just going to run around. There's a bunch of mobs down here. We're not going to worry about it. They're just all gonna explode because that's just how cool. That's how much mad aura we have. And just keep running around. We gotta get a bunch of spawns going. We get as many mobs as we can for as many soul shards as we possibly can. And that's the whole point of this vault. And that's exactly what we're gonna do for the next 12 minutes, which is gonna be insane because I honestly don't know what else I'm gonna do. Okay, we're only a couple. Like we still have 8 minutes left on the clock. And I've already amassed an insane amount of soul shards. Like, I don't know exactly how many. Kind of insane how much you actually get from these vaults and these encounters, just because of the sheer amount of horde mobs that are spawning. And so I think this might be the strat to getting just... I want to be able to get over 100,000 soul shards as soon as possible. And this is without modifying any configs, without changing anything, just going through the base normal Vault Hunters things. And I just have no words for how absurd this is. I love it. And I'm just gonna keep going with it because this is perfect for what exactly I want to do. We're getting 4,000 shards from that. Like, we're just gonna keep going, and I don't see a reason to stop. We have 7 minutes left. We have half of our time still, and I'm just gonna keep on going. I haven't looted like a single chest, I don't think. Maybe I've looted one on accident or two, just like muscle memory out of habit. But the whole point of this is to go for literally 0 chests and just see how much XP we can gain from purely soul shards. And I think we're gonna kind of smash it out of the park. I have no idea how much even to guess for the amount of XP that we're gonna get, but I'm gonna guess 130,000 XP just because of the amount of mobs. It could be a lot less, it could be a lot more. I have no idea, but we're just gonna keep going and we're gonna see exactly how absurd we can make this thing, you know? I don't even know what words I'm saying anymore. I'm just that perplexed by how amazing this is, because every single POI we go to spawns like 100 horde mobs, and then every couple horde mobs we kill just gives us an insane amount of soul shards. Like, that downstairs area just gave us, what, 9,000, 8,000 soul shards, which is, it's just completely unreal, and I don't have any words for it. But I guess I'll just keep it going until the end of the vault, and we'll see just how many we ended up getting, because this is kind of stupid. I did check if the amount of mobs for dungeons increases. It does not, unfortunately, so I couldn't get, like, an insane amount of spawns for like the champion mobs, which is a bit of a bummer, but it's not the end of the world because we can still manipulate this by just kind of running around, getting an insane amount of POIs, just chaining an insane amount of mobs from them. And that's kind of exactly what I've been doing, and that's what I'm going to do for the rest of the next 5 minutes, because I can, and I want to see just how many soul shards we can get. But my guess is 112,000 XP, and my guess for soul shards is 200,000 soul shards in 15 minutes. That's my guess. If I'm wrong, let me know. Actually, you guys will see in a second. But leave your guesses to... Okay, I keep falling from bruh. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, leave your guesses in the comments. I do want to know how many soul shards you think we'll end up getting. I don't even have a grasp on how many we could get, much less how many we are gonna get. Like, there's no frame of reference, because I've just never done anything like this before, and I don't think anyone else ever has either, because this is kind of absurdly stupid of an idea to do. but also fun, and it's also incredibly laggy when there's multiple POIs next to each other, but it's all good. I guess we'll just keep going for the next, we got 3 minutes left, so we can do these next 2 rooms and then get out. Well, got 1 minute and 20 seconds left. I'm just gonna head out of the vault right now. So in 14 minutes, how many soul shards did we end up getting? We're about to find out. Same with XP. Only 75,000 XP. 65,000 of which is from mobs. So that's pretty nice. How many soul shards? 102,000. So not as many as I thought. Maybe it's because of the amount of time that we had. No chests, but 100,000 soul shards, not bad. Overall, pretty decent, I would definitely say. Very happy with that. We didn't get anything insanely crazy. We did get Wither, which is dope. But overall, most of this stuff is just gonna get chucked back into here. And we're gonna next, after I finish emptying out my inventory, we're gonna run a library gilded vault, which is essentially, the library room is the one with all the gilded chests in it, so we're gonna run that for gilded chests, which is gonna be pretty cool. That'll be a lot of fun. We're also gonna equip some regen, some luck, and I'm gonna empty out the rest of the stuff, and then we're gonna head right in. So we headed into the vault, and now we're just gonna go over here, and we're gonna just loot up all the gilded chests. We're gonna see just how many gilded chests we get in a 7x gilded vault of this type. Honestly, it'll be a little bit cool. We can also potentially, if I had actually repaired my pickaxe, which I forgot to do again, we'd be able to mine them, which would be great, but instead we're gonna have to just open them like normal, and this is gonna be a little interesting because there's a lot of gilded chests here, and the main thing that we want from them is key pieces, because we can finally open and go into treasure rooms. To go into a treasure room, we need key pieces. We also need echo gems, which is why earlier on we prioritized echo gems when going and looking into whatever they're called, the bounties. And so right now, we're just gonna open up all these gilded chests, get as many dreamstones and everything else is possible, and then we're gonna head out. We're gonna see how many gilded chests we opened in this vault, and we're just gonna go from there. Hopefully we get a bunch of key pieces. Who knows if we will or won't, but overall it'll definitely be worth it. So let's see just how many we find. So while I'm not talking, I can actually focus on looting these things quite more efficiently, but overall also just looting these chests doesn't take very long, which is nice because sometimes there's traps, and just get rid of them nice and quick. And overall, we found quite a few key pieces, which I'm very happy about. And I do think that we'll be able to definitely go into some treasure rooms, hopefully in a soon-ish future episode. It'll be really nice to finally go into treasure rooms. And as well as after this video and the aftermath, like, full loot episode that's coming out on Saturday, there will also be the 100 days video that will come out probably sometime between Sunday and a Tuesday in the future. That guy's gonna take way too long to mine. And yeah, it'll be just really nice, really cool, and I hope you guys will stick around and watch that too, because that's really, really helpful to me if you guys do. But again, I know I said this earlier, but if you are watching right now, make sure to like, subscribe, and if you can, for $1 a month, if you want to, you can support the channel in the best way possible by becoming a YouTube member. I know it sounds crazy to be like, okay, I'm asking you for $1 a month. You don't have to. It's not a requirement. I'm just saying this is helping me get through college, and so thank you. And that's the best way you can support me. I'm trying to get Patreon set up because I know some people prefer Patreon, but overall, YouTube memberships is the most direct, easiest way. Thank you guys so much, but we are going to finish this vault, and we're going to get on out, and then we're going to be able to run the very last one, which will be interesting, because the last vault that we have is a living mushroom vault. And we got plenty of space in our inventory, so I do think for now, we're just gonna run in after I, put the stuff in the correct place for the next episode. And probably should roll this stuff too, just so we can get it out of the way. Anything crazy? Nope, of course not. Why would there be anything crazy in them? And we are going to get some sleep for day 100 when we run this mushroom vault. Well, I guess we'll just get some sleep then, because we did some extra prep. I do need to get my pickaxe repaired. Just grab our repair core, and then we chuck that there, and we get it repaired. Nice and easy, nice and simple. And now I'll be able to run in, and this one is just up and to the right. We'll be able to get the mushroom. Looks like there's also a little bit of a laboratory room right over here. But the main thing we're here for is getting all these living chests from the mushroom. Of course, we can get extra mushrooms, which is cool. Although overall not super useful, but it's a pretty cool room overall. And so we're just gonna loot up all of the mushroom living chests that we can. And then we're gonna head on out. We're just gonna look at how much loot we ended up getting, because I think it's gonna be kind of absurd how much we end up getting from all of these vaults. And I still need to look at how many gilded chests did we get in that last vault? 126. So we'll have to compare that to the amount of living chests in this mushroom. And that's going to be really interesting. And then we'll compare that to, I guess, some other stuff too. And then that'll be day 100 complete. And then next episode, of course, coming out tomorrow, you guys will get to see just the insanity of vault gear that we ended up getting through the last, 5 days out of the 100. Well, that didn't actually take very long, so I guess we'll just head on out and we'll see just how many chests we got. I don't think it's going to be anywhere close to 100 unless we got somehow insanely lucky. I couldn't find any more chests, but I think we'll end up getting 9.